Jeff Huffman here from the UF Weather Center, home of the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network. As I do every year, I want to give you a white Christmas forecast. We're about 9.5 days out, and I can easily see that many of you will be disappointed this year if you really wanted the white stuff on the ground Christmas morning. Now, the warm pattern we've had has been largely attributed to other factors than the El Nino, but the El Nino is already playing a role, and I wanted to give you a quick update on that. This is the data from NOAA earlier this month. The 3-month running average of the O&I index, which measures the heat content of the Pacific Ocean in different sectors. We are now solidly in second place. The latest 3-month value that we had was October. It was an average of September, October, and November's temperatures, and we are second place behind 1997. This is data since 1950 when we began studying the El Nino events. So El Nino is going to be strong, and it will impact our winter, especially the eastern and southeastern part of the United States, also California. The greatest impacts with this pattern are typically in late December, January, and February. So we're just getting started. And here's what happens in the winter months. The jet stream is typically the polar jet. It's one strong jet. Sometimes it has a trough in the west and a ridge in the east, but overall it's this one jet that storm systems move along, pulling down the cold air behind them and pulling up the warm air ahead of them. In an El Nino winter, the polar jet is weaker and lifts to the north, giving much of the northern tier of the nation some warmer temperatures compared to normal. But the subtropical jet, the one that comes in out of the Pacific, is stronger, and it delivers heavy rain to much of California and the southeastern part of the United States. So far this winter, the warmth has been here in the east coast, or in the eastern half of the nation. As we move into the latter part of the winter, the warmth will still be across the northern plains, but as these southern storms get stronger, they will pull down some cold air. So there will be some winter weather east of the Rockies. It'll probably be more in January, February, maybe even March as that subtropical jet gets stronger and pulls that cold air to the south. Now keep in mind, here in Florida and the southeast U.S., we end up with more rain events. Some of it's heavier, and sometimes there's a possibility of severe weather. In fact, we may have that right before Christmas. Now, right now, the two jet streams are kind of linked up. Here's the subtropical jet. Here's the polar jet. There is a blast of cold air coming into the mid-Atlantic states, but it's very brief. Notice by early next week, we got this warm flow of air coming in from the Pacific and the Gulf of Mexico. So the next storm or storms that develop will take this path from the southern plains right up into the Great Lakes. Storms and fronts are not able to penetrate into the southeast U.S. because of this big blocking ridge of high pressure. So there are two weather systems to watch if you're doing some traveling. Sunday into Monday, we've got a weak front that'll primarily bring some showers to much of the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley. These cities could be impacted from some minor delays early in the week. A second stronger storm will develop by the middle of the upcoming work week, and we are talking about the possibility of some severe weather along the Gulf Coast states and those areas shaded in yellow. Rain from the Ozarks into the Ohio Valley, maybe a little snow up in Iowa and the Great Lakes. We're going to watch that carefully depending on the exact storm track. Some of you could get a nice little surprise right before Christmas Day, but I think the chances of that for many of my friends and family in Missouri and Indiana and Oklahoma, slim to none. Here's my official white Christmas forecast. Only the areas in blue is it a guarantee. That's only about a 50-50 down to Des Moines. Chicago, not going to see a white Christmas this year. A very low chance for cities like Des Moines and maybe Kansas City. But that's kind of a prayer at this point. Of course, miracles do happen, but much of the eastern part of the United States will be dreaming of a white Christmas this year. Thanks for watching.